What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Dan the fireman here. I'm gonna change some things up. What is up? Hey, your beard turned pink. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. How you doing, guys? New day, new week, new things. We're gonna be talking about accident stuff once again, so welcome to the live chat. We got some really cool things happening. I've been pretty busy, really busy, trying to catch up on a lot of stuff. I have to go to the post office after this, but that's not what I'm gonna be talking about today. Today we're gonna be going over some accident videos. There's a newer video that was posted by Moto Madness, and it kind of gives us an opportunity to talk about some new stuff. There's some stuff in there that is a little old, but we'll go over that too, so that's not a big deal. What's up, Matt Miller, Tom Burr, Bubba, how you doing? Lion, how you doing, man? It's late, man. It's late for you. I saw that. I got some cool stuff happening. I cannot wait to share with you, but we're not going to be able to do too much right now. One sec. Yeah, so we're trying to figure stuff out. The DGR, yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been able to talk to you guys about that. Let's go ahead. One second. This light. I have it on warm. Go. Let's have it on a white light. There we go. DGR, guys. DGR went really well, and because of you guys, we became the top fundraiser for the Tucson ride. The top fundraiser for the Tucson ride, everybody. Let's see if I can get it in focus. Top fundraiser. Thank you guys. It lights up. So it lights up and everything. It changes colors. It's pretty cool. Super happy about it. So thank you guys so much for the assistance in that. The top fundraiser in Tucson. So my goal next year will be $10,000. That would be insane if we could do that, but we didn't do it this year. We couldn't get it this year. It's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's all good. It's all good. But if you notice, there's a slight change with the whole format. We have right now, this is kind of how it's going to be because something happened with Patreon. I do not understand what happened with it. She's actually home. It's just that we're gonna be doing this because she's watching everybody else. Can't have too many people. Maybe next week we'll start having her on the thing, but we're gonna start writing this week hopefully. But if you notice, the Patreon thing is a little bit changed up. It says now it's on the bottom. Patreon, they made it to where I don't know what happened with the browser source. I have to fix it, but it's not gonna be a live count. So we're actually at 440 patrons right now. We used to be at 500 plus, so like it's the beginning of the month, so it's a little bit new. So if you guys would like to support the channel and kind of be a part of something that's some really cool stuff coming up, guys, some really cool stuff coming up, and you guys will be some of the first ones to be a part of that. And so guys, if you'd like to help out, please join up on Patreon. It's only $2 a month, and trust me, you're going to want to pretty soon. I got some cool stuff coming. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and move over to here. So this is a Moto Madness video, and there's going to be a lot of crashes. There's going to be a lot of mistakes happening, and we're going to be talking about that. I see Heilman624 just joined the Discord, so welcome, man. It's going to be some cool stuff. Just got changed for mine this morning. Nice. Modular helmet wrecked in one and hit the chin bar and visor, kept me safe. Nice, dude. That's good. I'm glad you're able to walk away from that. But we're gonna jump into this one. If you guys would like to support, if you guys sign up during the stream, you get a shout out. So that's a little perk for you. So your screen, or I mean your face, will pop up on screen and show that you became a patron. Yeah. So this is quite a few riders. We're gonna watch this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and watch this. All right, so we got a bunch of people behind him. He's checking everything. Oh! So this guy's actually, that's text message stuff. That's interesting. So we're gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna go back obviously to that crash. Here's the thing. When you ride with a group like this, you start to have people with massive egos. I mean, they pretty much shut down the whole interstate. And as other drivers on the road, that's kind of it kind of pissed me off a little bit. So guys, if you're part of a group like this, just realize that you're gonna have wrecks. If you have a group ride where it's like every single group ride, like it's a Friday night thing, and it's always something to where it's like, well, you know, typically we have about 1 or 2 crashes every Friday, you know, but it's cool, man. We all have a lot of it. If you hear anything like that, don't be a part of that ride, because more than likely you're going to be a part of that crash, or you're going to be associated with any type of the hooligan stuff there. So that's not good. No bueno. So let's go ahead and watch what happened here. So we have people stunting. We have people doing all their crazy stuff. And then that's obviously going to invite other people to try to one-up that. So you're going to have a lot of one-up showmanship. That's what I was trying to say. And this is what happens here. One second. Real quick, we're going to see something. I saw something kind of floating around during the wheelie. That was a little bit of a distraction. So there's something on the ground right here. That is a visor. Somebody crashed and their visor's on the ground. Look at that. Look at that. We got another one. There's a guy that crashed right there. I was like, that visor is what popped out for me. Exactly, Carl. You saw it too? Look at that. There's a crash. There's already a crash. And then there's going to be another one. So whenever you're riding and you're doing anything, this is actually a pretty good exercise in hazard perception. Look at that guy swerved out of the way. This guy right here swerved out of the way. We're gonna watch this part kind of in slow-mo real quick, kind of to see what happened to that guy. So about half speed right here. So he crashed. That's what I'm talking about, guys. When you have multiple crashes in a group ride right away, and that's kind of like a typical thing, you shouldn't be a part of that group ride. Okay, you really shouldn't be, because that is a very dangerous situation for everybody. And the whole hazard perception thing when it comes to this is that is what is out of the ordinary. So the ordinary in this situation is everybody on 2 wheels, everybody riding straight. That's the ordinary stuff. When you see something like that, or you see, like, I saw the visor first. I didn't see the crash. I saw the visor. So it's like, why is there a visor on the ground? As soon as you have that question in your head, that means something happened. So it's like, well, why is there a bunch of cones on the ground, like sideways? You know, this is a construction zone, but why are they on the sideways? And then you start to realize, because people are crashing into them, or there's another incident up ahead, or why is there a bunch of brake lights but only in this one lane, and there's no brake lights for drivers in this lane? More than likely this is going to be a merging lane. More than likely there's a crash. More than likely there's somebody on the side of the road, so they're slowing down. So all these different things, you start to have that hazard perception. So he went and checked. So why do you guys think he crashed? Do you think he was doing a wheelie, or what? What do you guys think? Why do you think he crashed? I'm going to give you my idea of why I think he crashed was because of rubbernecking. I think he was looking at the other crash and wasn't looking ahead. Because if we kind of scroll back, let's go ahead and scroll back just a little bit. Let's just do the full 5 seconds, 10 seconds. All right, so this guy's going to land it. So the motorcyclist with the camera is looking at the crash. Okay, see how everyone's slowed down here? He's looking at the crash. He's not looking behind him to check if he has a space cushion. Obviously, that's not what he's doing. He's looking back to see the crash. So he's looking back. He's looking back. He's looking back. Now he's looking back. It's not just these people looking back. It's a bunch of people behind him. So the people behind him that are looking back aren't paying attention up front. He gets hit. That's what happened. So that should play into the crash factor here. Is obviously stunting, you know, not in stagger formation, not paying attention up front, rubbernecking, multiple crashes, distractions. Like, all these different things can cause a crash like this. So let's look at the damage though. So we're gonna have damage to the bike now. I mean, look at that. It folded it under. Now, maybe it's been bent like that because he's looped it before, but maybe the other motorcyclist bent it under. That could be your back. What if you had a passenger on here? You know what I mean? It's just, don't be a part of this. What's up, Simon? How you doing? So he goes back and probably does it again. So this was ridiculous. Okay, so it's not a text message. The way after he landed it, he looked at his phone, he yelled at his phone. He's live streaming this. Or he's filming it. It looks like a live stream because those look like comments. I think he's live streaming this. So, this is not smart. Don't have full gear. He's doing wheelies at a very high rate of speed. There was intersections. There's no shoulder. So there's no shoulder. He's doing this pretty much blind. He's crossing into oncoming traffic, their lane. Oh my gosh. Look how fast he went into that. Easily could have hit that. Easily. And then when he gets on the other side, you have a turn coming up. And at this high rate of speed, you might be able to make it. You might not. He made it, very luckily, but he starts to get a little tank slapper. He's starting to grab a little bit of the front brake just here, trying to slow down. And that's what you see right there. This right here, he has improper body position. You can see how his head, he's looking at the object, so he's going to start having some type of object fixation. But he's pushing the bike towards the ground, trying to make the turn, but he's leaning towards the trees. And it's just luck. It's just straight luck that this guy did not fall and crash. So he's live streaming. So that's his face. That's his face right there. I mean, it's the camera. Live streaming. Those are comments. Oh my gosh. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? It's been a while. As in I saw you on Patreon today. So if you guys would like to help support the channel, make sure you guys swing on by Patreon and become a patron. But yeah, this is ridiculous. He's live streaming. It's come on, dude. And then this is the type of person that's gonna be like, hey, this was a close call. I almost had a miss. I almost crashed. All these things. He's going to chalk this up to experience of getting better at riding. He's going to chalk it up to, hey, I landed a wheelie. My skills kicked in. I'm better. That is one way to take it. Another way to take it is, I almost crashed. My skills are not up to par for what I'm doing. I need to practice. Which side are you guys on? Whenever you guys have a near miss, are you guys thinking, well, my skills kicked in, I'm doing better? Or do you guys think to yourself, I should not have a near miss. My skills and my hazard perception and everything should have been doing what it's supposed to be doing. I made a mistake. I need to do better. Which one of you guys, or which one of those are you guys? For me personally, I'm the type that if I have a near miss or a close call, I screwed up and I need to go back to the drawing board and practice. Oh, back of the head. That was a high side. So that was a high side. Okay, so he's got, this is a dirt bike. It might be, it looks like a WR 450X. It might be a dual sport type bike, but I saw some knobbies. So he is going into a turn. He accelerates really hard. So he's using up all his traction for that rear tire, and it washes out from underneath him. And what happens is that it grabs traction and then it flips him over to where it turns into a high side, and he's going to hit his back and the back of his head. This is a very high mechanism injury. That's a lot of force being put into your skull and into your brain. He's probably going to have a concussion. So let's watch this. We'll do it in slow-mo, about half speed. So about right here, he's accelerating through the turn, and what that's doing is going to whip out that back tire because he's using too much power for the traction he has. Knobbies don't have a lot of traction as is on the street, so he's just accelerating, whisk throttling right there. So here we go. We're gonna watch it. Also the paint. So this is where he's starting to slide out. So this right here is the low side. So if it just fell down now, if it fell down to his left, that's a low side. But it's gonna grab traction and it's gonna flip him over because it still has all that momentum. So there's the flip. So he's got knobbies on. You can see the knobbies, but that's the flip. So if he just fell straight down, low side, but it grabbed traction, here comes the flip, and it's going to launch him over. Here it is. And then he's going to fall back and hit the back of his head. So look at, he's completely turned around. Completely turned around. So natural reaction, you can see the shadow. Natural reaction is to put our arms down. So whenever I come up to a motorcycle accident, I'm always expecting some type of extremity injury. And more than likely it's going to be lower extremity, but you have to watch out for a lot of the upper extremity, especially if they're conscious and aware and they kind of know what's happening. And especially if it's an ejection. If it's a low side, it's going to be more so, you know, like the shoulder and the elbow, the knees, the hips, the side of the body. If it's an ejection, it's going to be pretty much every extremity, and then you have to watch out for spinal injuries or any type of head injuries. So this right here, he's going to fall back, okay? So there's the impact to the, it's the tailbone, the coccyx, C-O-C-C-Y-X, I believe, if I can spell that correctly. But he's going to have some injuries to that. He's going to have injuries to now his arms. So Scott right here says lower arm possible collarbone as well as shoulder dislocation from that. Exactly. So he's doing the whole mechanism of injury type thing. He does have some training. Scott does have some training. But the mechanism of injury is that when you put your arm down with that force, just start thinking about what type of stuff's going to happen. You know, all the force is going to be transferred to your hand, to your palm. So you could possibly have some metacarpal or carpal bones, all the bones that are inside your hand. Could have a fracture into that. Could have a dislocated wrist or a sprained wrist. Okay, we're kind of doing good there. But then you go to the radius and ulna, the two bones in your forearm. They could separate. They could break. The elbow could be dislocated easily, and if it falls down and has an impact to the elbow, you can have a fractured elbow, which is very, very painful. But the force keeps transferring up. It keeps going up through the bones, up through the system until it stops, basically until you stop. That's why they tell you when you roll after a fall, it disperses the energy. So he's not dispersing energy, so it's going straight up. So now it's going to go into his humerus, which is your upper bone right here, and then that could either break or it can keep transferring the force up into your shoulder, where more than likely that's where you're going to have the damage, because that's going to be the weakest link, because your shoulder girdle is just pretty much held by ligaments and tendons and a little bit of muscle. And then you have your collarbone, very easy to break. The clavicle, easy to break, so it's going to be transferred into that. And that could either break and puncture a lung, because your lungs actually go pretty high up. Your lungs don't just like go mid-chest. Like, it goes like almost past your collarbone into your neck. It's kind of crazy. But you can have a lot of stuff there. And that's what I see right here. and then now he's going to hit the back of his head. So this right here, the force is going to be rolling into, and then boom. You can't really tell because of how blurry everything is. But man, look, he hit his head. There's his head. That right there, it's called coup contre coup, where your brain, let's go back a little bit. So your brain, it's inside the skull. The skull's not going to move. Your brain is barely like just floating in there. So you have like a little bit of fluid. It's called cerebral spinal fluid. It's up into the cerebral, brain, spinal, your spine. It's a fluid, and you're gonna have a little bit of a space in between that and your skull. There's no blood floating in there. If there's blood on the brain, you're having different problems. So what's happening is his head is going to hit the ground. So now he's gonna have his brain not tracking with it. So his brain's actually gonna hit the front of his head in this situation, and then it's going to hit the back of his skull, and then it's going to hit the front of his skull again. More than likely, it could rotate too with any type of rotational forces. It could rotate, it could hit different parts of the brain, and that's when you start getting bruising. That's when you start getting a brain injury, and a concussion is a brain injury. So we're having a lot of stuff. Napoleon Dynamite's grandma broke her coccyx. That's right. Motos with Matt up in here. How you doing, Matt? But yeah, that's basically what's happening with this guy. He's going to be a heavy mechanism injury on this one. Let's kind of go back a little bit and see what he looks like. This is the beauty of, look at that. So that's him on the ground. Yeah, that's a lot of force. That's a lot of force. That's a lot of force. Is there another one? Yeah, there's another one of him on the ground. So his buddies are going to check up on him. And in this situation, you really want to be careful with how you treat the patient. You want to be careful how you treat the guy. You don't want to take the helmet off if he's breathing. If he's not breathing, obviously take it off so you can start doing rescue breathing. You want to check for any type of obvious injuries. There's not much you can do for internal injuries like the brain or the organs or anything like that. But you can help him out if there's any type of external injuries. Like if he's bleeding out, you can stop the bleeding. You can move him off the road if it's an emergency, like if there's a bunch of cars just like gunning through it, or his bike's on fire and he's right next to the bike. You can move the bike off him or move him from the bike, but you don't want to move him too far. More than likely, you just want to leave him there and then call 911. There it is. So he's getting up, and sometimes the body's natural reaction is to pretty much just survive. And that's the reptile portion of the brain. That's your cerebellum, and then your brainstem. That's the reptile portion of your brain. That's the instinct portion of your brain. So that could be playing a huge role in this. And you'll actually see that. You'll see people get up and be like, "What happened?" And then they'll like act drunk. They'll act very drunk, and they'll start repeating their words. And that's a whole nother thing when it comes to brain injuries that you don't want to mess around with. So on my screen, it says right there. So the biker assumed he was riding on a public trail.
I didn't see that. Oh.
No, you didn't.
Whew.
He's going 40 miles an hour. Very high mechanism. Very high. That's like hitting a car. That's like hitting a car. Like if there's a car, I don't know, pulling out of a parking space and you're going 40 or whatever it is and you hit it, it's you going 40 into an object that isn't moving.
It's blended in, man. So badly. Oh.
All right, let's go back a little bit.
I didn't see it.
Wow.
You know what? I think I've got away with that.
So the fact that he's, and this is just kind of me thinking out loud, the fact that he's speaking full sentences and you can hear the breathing, it's not labored, it's not, gurgly, it's not, he's not like, doing short breaths. That to me says that his lungs right now are intact. And I see Riho, you're saying definitely some broken ribs. I don't think he might have any broken ribs. I think if anything, he's gonna have lower extremity injuries because he went up and over. And we'll go back through this video, but to me, the simple fact that he's talking in full sentences, like I'm talking. So if I'm talking like this, so let's go over here. So this is kind of where I'm getting at with that. So right now I'm talking consistently, I'm breathing, you know, I'm doing my thing, you know, just this. But if I go all of a sudden, like there was an accident or something happened, I'm like, you know, like something happened. Like if I talk like that, or very short, and like even a grimace on my face, or if I'm just like, yeah, everything's fine, yep, yep. If I start talking like that, that's when you start to know, hey, just a couple seconds earlier he was talking full sentences. He got into a crash. Now he's not talking very well. Either his diaphragm is hurt, he got his wind knocked out. So I mean, the diaphragm is not in conjunction with his lungs being expanded or collapsed, or he's got something that is preventing a full inhale, which could be the broken ribs. If you have broken ribs, if any of you guys have had broken ribs, you should know this. Where you know how it feels, where you're trying to breathe, but it seems like it won't expand, and then there's that pain because it's touching. It's called the pleural space. It's touching all that stuff. That's how you get the hemothorax, pneumothorax. Pneumo is air, so air in between the lung and the ribs. Basically, I'm doing as much layman's terms as I can. Hemothorax is blood. You're gonna get blood in between the lungs and the rib cage, basically, or you can get blood in the lungs. So there's just so much here. So when I see and I hear somebody talking, that gives me so much information. A lot of information. So I talked about this when it comes to having your phone in your pocket. This is one thing right here. So a lot of people are saying, hey, why do you have, you know, your phone on your dash? I'd rather have it in my pocket. Or why do you have it on handlebars? I'd rather have it in my pocket, so if I crash and I get ejected, or if something happens to me where I'm away from the bike, I have my phone, it's not on the bike. Well, look what happens. This is more than likely what will happen to your phone if you get into a crash and you have it in your pocket. And then on top of that, look at the force that was applied to this phone. That could easily be applied to your body during the crash, but this can apply leverage. This can apply leverage, just like the leverage can be applied to you from your handlebars into your flesh. This is another piece of leverage into your body. So this is called tripoding. Let's go back a little bit. So this right here with the hands on the knees and leaning over, this is called tripoding. Typically this is for people with difficulty breathing or they're in pain. So this is one of those things that humans naturally do when something is not right. We don't know yet. We can't tell what's not right, but this is something that is not right. So if you ever see somebody like this after a crash and then they just kind of stay in that position, or they sit down with their hands still on their knees and they're just kind of like, ugh, that is not good. So maybe it saved him from breaking his leg. Quite possibly, it could have, but just realize that phones are easy to break, and your femur, where the phone is in your pocket, your femur is very strong. It takes a lot of force to break your femur. It's the strongest bone in your body. It can break though. I've had plenty of people break their femurs in car accidents and motorcycle accidents. But what I'm concerned about with the phone in the pocket is when I say the leverage, is that phone can go into your flesh. So I'm more concerned about the fleshy parts.
And my new graphics and all.
So that right there, he says don't pass out. He's recognizing that something's not right, possibly getting lightheaded. It's not necessarily a brain injury that's causing that. Quite possibly it's just the excitement, the adrenaline dump. His blood pressure probably bottomed out a little bit. His pulse rate is increased like crazy because he's in the fight or flight mode. So he's probably vagling down. He's pressing down on his vagal nerve, which is it's in your stomach. I mean, the only real way to press down is like if you're trying to take a dump, like as hard as you can. Or like, you know, power lifters, when they're about to do a deadlift, they put in all like a bunch of air into their stomach and then press. You can easily vagal down and pass out that way. You drop your blood pressure quite a bit. So it just seems like his blood pressure is dropping. So the body naturally wants to just lay down flat to where everything is stabilized. So your body will actually knock you out so that it can stabilize its heart rate and blood pressure, so the brain can get more oxygen. And that's pretty much what's happening here.
I didn't.
So we're gonna go back to the beginning. We're just gonna watch it through. You think it's cardiogenic? Yeah, it could have been. I mean, it definitely could have been. Basically, what that means is that his heart just kind of like froze up a little bit and dropped his blood pressure, came back, heart, the brain and the heart are talking in that situation, and it's causing some issues. Oh, let's go to the next one. There we go. So that I just want to touch up on that. That's up and over. Okay, so there's a down and under, and what that means is that in a crash, on a frontal crash, you can go down, so you start to slide down, and it's typically in a car because you have the steering wheel, so you can go down and under, and you're pretty much squished at the pedals. You can easily do that on here to where your legs kind of go forward, and then you hit your pelvis on the handlebars and in the gas tank, and then you can go up and over to where you start to slide, but then you fly up a little bit, and now you hit your mid femurs, or your femur, your thigh bones, right on the handlebars, and that's how you can snap your femurs. So this one right here, he went up and over. So you can see how he went up and over just a little bit right here. So if he went down and under, he would have hit his chest probably on the bottom one, and then his head on the top one. So you can easily get what's called skier's thumb. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. And obviously skiers get this quite a bit. Let me see. Yep, there we go. So you can get skier's thumb. Let's pretend this is a ski pole. Let's pretend this is the handlebars. So what happens is that your hand goes forward, and you can snap your thumb that way. So there's a bunch of different little things that you can kind of watch for, and then you kind of go through the process of elimination. Like, okay, how's your, you go from head to toe, and when you get down to the extremities, you check the hands, and you ask, is this painful? You check for pulses, all these different things. So you can get skier's thumb quite easily on this situation where you hit a frontal impact. So that's no bueno. You don't want that.
Okay, let's have a look at the damage. Nothing, really, be honest. I've broken this fender, which isn't too expensive. Annoyed about the graphics, but I could probably peel them off and stick them back on. That's another thing. New headlight assembly. I'm so lucky.
Yep.
Oh, no. Thanks for watching next vids. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Little Grom. It's got a Grom. So the injuries associated, detected copyright audio and video in your stream. Uh-oh. So it looks like Moto Madness has copyrighted audio and video. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to mess around with this video. Let me go find one that was submitted to me. Sorry, guys. I don't want this stream. I don't want to get copyright claimed or anything like that on the stream. So, it says and video. So I'm not going to post any of the video stuff. So I have a few videos that were sent in to me, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a few of those. I'm going to be doing actual videos, like, the ones that I did today. I'm going to be doing those videos for these videos, but we're just going to be running into some issues here. So let me go ahead and find some stuff. You guys can ask some questions so we can... Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I'm serious. I literally got... Let's go over here. I want you guys to see this. So heads up, we've detected copyrighted audio and video in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. I do not want that. So I'm gonna have to switch on over to a different video. So if you guys want to submit your own videos, there's a way to do that. So if you guys don't know how, if you don't know that, there's a submission form in a lot of my newer videos. But if you want to submit your own videos, these were viewer sub videos. These ones are videos that were sent in to me from viewers, and a lot of them are DDFM crew members, so that's actually really cool. Oh, let me go back. Sorry. And I have their YouTube stuff, and I got permission to use their stuff, so it's not gonna be copyright claimed. Okay, where am I at? Where am I? Oh yeah, my class notes. Okay, there we go. What's up, Rex? How you doing? So let's see. Let me get to this one. So this one's actually a really good one. Oops. What the heck? My internet just died on me? Better not have. Go ahead and get to it. There we go. So we're going to use this video. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I don't want to get anything copyright claimed. Are we here? We here? I think we're back. Wow. Completely demolished. It completely demolished. Everyone left. YouTube. Thanks a lot, YouTube. I can't. So this is why I need you guys to submit your own videos. So if you guys can submit your own videos, I won't have to deal with that. Wow. That is insane. Because like typically if you get copyright claimed, let's go ahead and go over here. Typically if you get copyright claimed in a normal video, your video still runs. It's just that you don't get any money for it. Yeah, Arach. Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, watch that. Look at that. I got you right there, man. I put you almost dies. You almost dies. I got you. I'll be doing a video on that, man. It just takes a while. It just takes a while. All right, sorry about that, guys. YouTube pretty much dropped me for a little bit. I just wanted to take this opportunity though to say thank you to Robert, Dark Horse 116. He gave me a really cool challenge coin. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see. I'm gonna go ahead and post it on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so. It's from Indian Motorcycle San Diego, and there's an FTR and a Chieftain on it, and I have an FTR and he's got a Chieftain, and this is the 52nd one, so it actually numbered. That's really cool. Absolutely love this. So thank you so much. He also got me Guardian Bell. It's an Indian Chief Guardian Bell. It's really cool. So yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. I mean, that's kind of why I mean, we have Patreon. That's why we have stuff like that, and that's why I've been trying to work on a different thing for a while. So YouTube's been really weird lately. So if you guys would like to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and really help out the channel, please swing on by Patreon. Patreon is the place to go to that will support the channel. If you want to just be part of something that isn't, that doesn't cost any money, you can join the Discord. That'd be really helpful. So all those different things. So this link right here, motorcycleridingtips.com, is going to take you to another web page that shows, the Discord and my Patreon, all that stuff. So guys, click that link, help out the channel, or go to patreon.com/DanTheFireman. This video is going to be, I'm getting more issues now. I'm starting to see more stuff on my end. I think I think YouTube's coming for this stream right now. Sorry guys. It's ridiculous. I just don't want to get copyright striked. Okay. So it seems to be fine. Seems to be fine right now. All right, so we're going to watch this one.
starting on a hill. Cool. Damn it. Great. Fucking hell. And of course I drop it immediately. Cool. Get in there. Of course turning on a fucking hill. Of course. Alright, ready? Let's get this thing out.
So this video was submitted to me. It's very, a week ago. I got it a week ago, and I said, hope everything's okay. So this was submitted to me. This is a very common accident. It's a low speed accident. It's from 0 miles an hour to the ground. Gravity attacked him, and we have multiple factors. I mean, we're riding at night. We're starting on a hill. We're doing a tight turn from a stop on a hill. He's a new rider, so this is something that he's having to deal with right now. And yeah, so this right here, yeah. So I see everyone saying friction zone, everything. So it's really good. So let's get to the part where he's at a stop sign, which is right here. So he's got a light right there, so he's checking both ways. Very good. So he sees the light way over here, and that's going to indicate that there's a vehicle coming his way. And now he's going to have to do a tight turn from a stop. I think it's actually going to move out of the way.
Cool.
So he's talking to himself. This is one of those things where you start to like, hey, I need to walk myself through this stuff. And this is why I do YouTube videos, because I want to be able to walk you through it myself. But so yeah, so 0 miles per hour, and it's just a matter of dumping the clutch and then kind of falling over because he stalled the bike. So one thing that you can really do as a beginner, so you don't have to make turns from a stop so sharply, is that if you get into the intersection, instead of going straight to the intersection to where you're perpendicular, so let's go ahead and get this out here. So instead of being perpendicular like this, so like here's the street that you want to merge to, and you're coming up. Instead of just stopping straight, what you can do is you can start coming up, go a little bit wide, and then nose your front end to where you want to go. So that's going to help you with the amount of turning you have to do, and then you can kind of take off and then get on the road. So if you start from here, you're going to have to do a tight turn from a stop to where you're going to have to start now doing this and then going. So if you want to start yourself off and to give yourself a better chance, is you come up and go a little bit wide. Now, I know that might be common sense to a lot of people, but a lot of people think, hey, you know, I got to do this. Like, you start getting that beginner's brain fog. I'm going to start calling it that, where you forget the rules of the road because you're so hyper-focused on the controls, the friction zone, the throttle, and MFM Hydro became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So as a new rider, you start to think about things that aren't really necessary at that moment. If you're on the road, you shouldn't be focused on the controls that much. You should be focused on the road. So if you're starting to focus way too much on your controls when you're out on the road, you're not ready for the road. You're still familiarizing yourself with familiarizing yourself with the bike. And if you're still familiarizing yourself with the bike, you're not prepped to handle the hazards that the road gives you. So if you start to do that, go ahead and take some easy roads where there's no traffic. Start removing factors. So remove the traffic, remove the nighttime, remove these really sharp turn from stops, and start focusing on your skills. Because at this point, all you have left is your skills. Kosmin Mikhailov, hopefully I said that right. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, man. Thank you, guys. So what that is, guys, is YouTube memberships. That's kind of like Patreon. It's a little different. You don't get as much stuff as Patreon, but you get a lot of cool things like the beard. You get the emojis during the stream. So if you are a YouTube member, you get some really cool stuff. So guys, if you would like to become a YouTube member, it's pretty easy. You just click that link right there. But in this situation is that with the cross street, set yourself up for success. It's not cheating. Okay, it's not cheating. You don't have to do things the hard way. So don't come up to an intersection and point it straight in, and then you're like, well, I gotta do tight turn from a stop now, and just kind of do that. What you can do is just set yourself up, get ready for the turn, and then go. Do that. I still do that even right now, because why make life harder? So that's what I would do. Yeah, no hat today. No hat today. Sorry. So right here, set yourself up for success. Point that nose. I would have my nose, if I was him, I'd point it right there. Especially if I was new, I'd point it right there in the street. And then I could just take off going that way. So right there, probably no counterbalancing. That is a full lock of the handlebars, which is what you want to do for a very tight turn from a stop. It might be a little too much for this turn, but that's what you want to do. But if you're going to do the full tilt of the handlebars, put some weight on the outside peg. So you see how the handlebars are turned to that way, to the right, towards the chat. So towards the opposite way, on the opposite end, put some weight on that peg. Like literally push down on that peg. Think of it as like counter steering for that peg. You understand that? Because when you counter steer, you're putting pressure on that handlebar. So put pressure on that outside peg, and that's going to lift the bike up, even though you have your handlebars turned like that. If that's still not enough, and it's still kind of weird for you, especially for those that have forward controls, it's a little weird. What I like to do is, typically you have your butt cheeks on the seat, right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and put half a cheek or maybe even a full cheek off the opposite end. So if I'm turning right just like he is, so he's turning right, what I'm going to do is put my left cheek now, so the opposite side over there. And that's going to be just enough counterweight, that it's going to keep your bike more upright, and you can still maintain a turn, because the handlebars, direct steering at a low speed will turn your bike. If you do this at high speed, you're going to crash. But direct steering at a low speed is what you want to do. And I have a video on that, tight turn from a stop. It's on the DDFMcrew.com website. And I talk about that the whole time. I talk about the counter steering a little bit, or not counter steering, counter weighting with the peg. I talk about it with a little bit of a butt cheek. So guys, if you would like to go, it's DDFMcrew.com. Swing on by DDFMcrew.com. It's pretty simple to say. I'm gonna have an e-course, like a full-on course, within the next 3 to 6 months, and I cannot wait to share with you guys a bunch of that stuff. But that's what I would do in that situation. That's going to help you with this, and it really, really, really does help out. And then you also have to mess around with the friction zone, so you have to pull this clutch all the way in and then slowly release it. Just so you guys can get an understanding of friction zone and how the clutch kind of works. So this is my left hand. I know it's going to be a little bit different for you. This is my left hand. It's mirrored. And so what you do is you pull it in all the way. So that is 5. Okay, we're going to do 1 through 5. So this is 5, actually 0 through 5. This is 5, all the way pulled in. This is 4. Sorry. So 5. This is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then when you're at 0, you put your hand back on the hand grip, and your lever is still out. So 0 to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is how you do the clutch. Now, what you want to do to find the friction zone typically sits between 4 and 2. So when you have it fully squeezed, you're at 5. So when you release it to 4, it's starting to engage the engine. It's starting to engage that rear wheel. So you're going to start to hear and feel maybe a little bit. So maybe if you get to 3.5, 3, right around 3, you're going to start moving. So now you're into if you're in a car and you kind of just idle without, if you let go of the gas, let go of the brakes, your car just kind of slowly moves, right? That's what you're going to start doing. So that's super important for anything and everything you do. So pull it all the way in, 4, 3, and you start to move a little bit. 2, now you see a little bit of throttle. 1, and then you go. That is how you do that. So here's throttle. I know it's a little weird. I got to have it sideways. So we'll do this. So sideways. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll on throttle. Put my hand back on the grip. And now we're going to go. That's kind of how you do it. It's hard to do it here in the seat. I'm going to make another video based on the friction zone. I do have a video on friction zone. I pretty much have a video on every exercise you're going to want to need. for your tests on ddfmcrew.com, and I'm building right now. I'm actually building. I want you guys are gonna get a sneak peek of it. You guys want to see a sneak peek of the course outline? I literally just have the quickest of rough drafts right now. The quickest of rough drafts. So I'm coming up for an intro of motorcycling. So each module will cover the basics, very concise. It's going to be a very comprehensive video. So right now I have 11 modules. It can change. I'm grabbing Patreon members' notes and what they want inside a course. But this is the intro to motorcycling. And course introduction, common motorcycle types, motorcycle gear overview, motorcycle familiarization, and then basic operation. And friction zone is part of that. So I'm going to be going over a lot of these different things. So if you're on Patreon, this is why I mentioned Patreon quite a bit lately, is that you get to have a hand in the design of the course. Okay, so this is, like I said, very rough draft. I have a bunch of stuff in the works, and patrons and even YouTube members get to see it ahead of time. So if you would like to see and help me develop a course and become a beta tester and help me develop and make people safer and be part of the crew, like legit be a part of it, you're helping me, I'm helping you, we're helping others, become a Patreon member. Okay, it's very easy to do, very easy to do. It's $2 a month. And right now a lot of the stuff that I've been posting about the course is open to the public. So even if you just go there right now, you can see a lot of the stuff. But this right here, nobody's seen it yet except for me. Once I finalize a little bit more, I'm going to share it with patrons. So guys, and that's every patron, whether you're a $2 or a $100 patron. So if you'd like to, please, let's go ahead and become patrons. Let's get back to the goal of 500, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get back to the goal of 500, because I wanted to travel the country and then meet you guys and then hopefully share some of these things hands-on with you and get you prepped so you can be safer on the road. But that is pretty much, I'm using all my Patreon money to fund this e-course, and I'm getting a whole new website. I have learning management software, everything. I cannot wait. And it's going to be super inexpensive. Like, I want everybody to be, I want my kids to afford the course. Does that make sense? With their allowance money, I want them to be able to afford this course. And the only way I can do that is with your guys' help on Patreon. That's the only way I can do it. Because, I mean, typically, I mean, what? The MSF BRC1 is like $300? Yeah. No, that's too much of a barrier. To me, I feel like that's too much of a barrier to get going. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other things. You guys are supplying your own motorcycles and all that stuff. So, yeah, there's a little bit of difference. But I want to get you ready. I really want to get you ready, especially if for those that want to take the MSF but are too scared to. If they could just take my course, they'll be super familiarized, more so than what my videos can do. And then when they take the MSF, they're like, oh, I already know all this stuff. I'm not nervous. That right there, I'm not nervous when you go take the class because of me and my course. That right there, you're going to learn so much at the MSF. It's not a replacement. It's not a replacement, not yet. But you guys will be super, super, super. You thought I was Tom Segura? Everyone's saying I'm Tom Segura. I lost weight, dude. I lost weight. I'm not Tom Segura. Freaking bear. But yeah, I sorry about this, guys. Like, I really wish I could have done a full accident analysis, but this video is going to get copyright claimed. I'm unsure of from who. Moto Madness, everything gets sent into him. So if anything, it's going to be like Viral Hog or some like Jukin Media. Trust me, I deal with them every day. And Patreon, YouTube membership, super chats, buying my ebook's off, or not off. It's half off. It's only $5 now instead of $10 because I'm prepping for this new e-course. So think of the e-course as my ebook on steroids. So if you want to have like an intro to motorcycling, that's a great book. That's a great ebook. It's 55 plus pages. So if you want to check that out, please do so. It's on the DDFM Crew website. Let's actually go there right now. Go to the DDFM Crew website. So you guys know, this is all, the DDFM crew website was designed and developed for the crew. And then once we hit 400 patrons, it became public for everybody. So you can actually thank the patrons for that. So we have parking lot drills, road techniques, at-home training. But we're going to go to the shop real quick. And I only have 2 things on the shop. I have a patch on the shop. So I have a bag of patches. So if you guys want to buy a patch, there you go. But we also have the manual. It's half off. Beginner's Motorcycle Rider Guide. Okay? So if you guys would like to have this, it's only $5 and it's going to support the channel. It's going to support the channel so much. So if you guys want to check that out, that's the shop. But we also have the parking lot training. So the friction zone, this is what I was talking about. I walk you through the whole friction zone. We also have how to do a slow straight line. Talk you through that. How to do the straight line weave or the slalom. There we go. Tell you how to do that. So this is all free. The parking lot stuff, the road riding techniques, you know, right here, starting on a hill. So starting on a hill, I teach you how to start on the hill, relatively easy. So if you combine starting on a hill with some parking lot training, which is turn from a stop, there you go. So now we added the hill, which is another factor. Makes it a little bit harder, but I teach you how to do both. You just combine both techniques, boom, you are good. Some U-turn practice. I teach you how to do U-turn. So this was like a beta test for the e-course that I'm doing. I'm looking at all the analytics for this website, and it seems like it's just getting more and more and more people. And to me, that says, hey, people want to learn how to ride. I need to do better, and I need to make better stuff. So this is going to be for everybody. This is absolutely free. This is always going to be free, and then the e-course is going to be super cheap. So you guys want to check that out. Oh, I just saw a lot of videos of taking down skate vids, crash vids, even fail vids. Oh, really, Bobby? Oh, wow. I think it's because they're called compilation videos. That's why I've been making just one-off videos where I'll just do one accident versus like 5 accidents, because those videos get taken down. Yeah, Tom Segura is not as... He doesn't have the full beard like I do, man. You're welcome, Brendan. You're welcome, Brendan. Safest driver ignores the world and rides for himself. I like that. I really like that. I like that. My clutch is between 4 and 1, but I got no feeling in my left fingers. What happened, Bobby? But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. There's my silver play button in the back. It's pretty cool. And I got medieval time stuff. But we got some really cool things happening here. One really cool update is that Nikki's going to be around more often. So expect more motorcycle videos with Nikki. And then she might be able to join with us on a live stream. I got another update, though. My Cardo Pack Talk Slim. Dead. I bought this October of last year. This thing is dead already. That has nothing to do... well, I was going to say it has nothing to do with Cardo themselves, but it does. Because my audio just completely died. The audio died. But here's the greatest thing is that it has a 2-year warranty, no questions asked. I called them up. They sent me everything that I needed to send. The moment I send this in the mail, they're going to send me a new one. So I'm super excited about that. They're really nice. So I have to get another Pack Talk, and it's just the way it works. So Nikki and I won't be riding until I get that the comm system, because I want her to be as safe as possible, and I want to be able to talk to her and voice a lot of things. So we got some stuff coming. Coming. Can't wait. Can't wait. Shaved your beard? What? So guys, I'm gonna be heading out, and I'm gonna go ahead and hang out in the lounge a little bit on the Discord. So if you guys would like to, hey, look at this. If you would like to, hey, Thomas became a patron. You, boy. Thank you so much for becoming a patron, man. Thank you. If you'd like to join the Discord, we're almost at 1,800 members. I have to update this. We keep getting members every single day. So, join. Chat with us. Chat with everybody. Lion's in the stream, and he's in Discord. Look at that. It's late for you, dude. It's super late for you. You need to get some sleep, Lion. Get some sleep. I'm super excited. Sorry about the whole stream thing. YouTube is being a little dum-dums. and it's a big problem. Mr. Tracy Williamson, I drive a scooter, but like tips for riding. So scooter, you're gonna have a quite a different feel for the primary controls. Yeah, look at 12:04 a.m. Damn, dude, get some sleep. You're gonna have difference in the primary controls. There's actually a scooter class at the MSF, and that's gonna be one of those specific things I'm gonna go over in an e-course. No need to sleep already. So guys, if you'd like to join up on that, please do so. The link is right there. Click that link. If you join, it's gonna show that everybody that you've joined. You're gonna be all cool. 23:04. Dang, 11:04. What? Simon, you crazy. Crazy. It's only 3 p.m. my time. $15:05. Discord's so awesome.